I am trying to make a film about how you do locks, and I'm trying to do it sensibly so you can work out, and it's instructional. But the truth is, I'm not sure it's going to actually work out, because I'm doing it with my son, and when you're doing locks, I'm basically standing on the engine of the boat, so I can't really hear anything except the engine. My son's standing over there, all you can hear is water, so there's a lot of shouting. So I'm trying to do a sort of how to do locks type video, but it might end up just a shouty video. How to shout at people who don't understand what you're trying to get them to do.
Boom, shalock, lock, boom, shalock, lock, boom. All right now. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. A little louder. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. Everybody. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. All right now. Breaker, here comes the caper. Straight with the taper, the lyrics skyscraper. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. All right now. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. A little louder. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. Everybody. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. All right now.
If you hire a canal boat, if you go on a narrowboat holiday, the one thing you will encounter most of the time is locks. You will have to go through locks, and you have a simple choice to make with locks. You either see them as annoying, something you don't really want to do, something you begrudge, or you see it as a sport, see it as a game, you enjoy it. Personally, I'm into enjoying it and seeing it as a sport. Today, I'm going to show you how you do a lock. So if you're thinking of going on a canal boat holiday and you're thinking, how do I do that? Is it annoying? The truth is, it's really easy and it's actually great fun. So here we go. I've been mucking around because the water has been emptied out of the lock. To make the lock empty, and my son, Robin, is opening the gates so I can go into the lock. So the first thing you have to do, first thing Robin did, was he went up to the lock, he lifted up the paddles, and that let all the water out the lock. And then once the lock was empty, he could open the gates and I can get in. And at the moment, because I'm talking, I'm making a pretty bad job of it. I'm going to bump the walls. I'm going to kiss both sides of the lock, and Robin will laugh at me. Here we go. I have now made my way gently into the lock. I actually didn't hit the sides very much, so that was okay. It was good. And now Robin is closing the lock gates behind me. So I am now trapped in an empty lock. And now what's going to happen is the paddles on the downstream bit, the paddles are lowered. So basically those gates are now solid. There's no holes in them. Well, a little gap in the middle, but nothing too big. And so now you can open up the paddles at the front of the lock, and that will let the water fill the lock and lift up the boat. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, you have to go into locks nice and gently, not too fast, really slow. And when you're in the lock, just like now, as the water comes in, it moves you backwards and forwards. That was the gates squeaking as they got pressed together. So the water moves you, and you have to just wobble the boat forwards and backwards so you don't hit the gates at the front or the back. But again, it's something you learn. The main thing is to do it all slowly. Don't try and rush anything. Again, back to enjoying it. Now, you literally, if you're driving the boat, you get to stand here for a bit and just try not to hit the front or the back and just wait for the water to come in. And Robin's just leaning on a post up there. It's very chilled out. And you can enjoy the view if you want. Beautiful cornfields, birds flying overhead. Now the lock is full, the water is full up, so Robin's opening the gate at the front of the boat and I can drive out. And the last thing to be done, you have to lower the paddles at the front of the lock and close the gate again. And then you've finished the lock. there's one thing I did forget to mention, and it is incredibly important. Every year you see pictures of boats that are in locks. They're usually hire boats, and they've all sunk. One end is in the water, the other's up, and it's really sad. And that's because they crossed the white line. There's a white line in the lock. It's called the sill marker. And basically it means at the bottom of the lock gate, there's a concrete ledge called a sill. And you don't want your boat to get caught on that, because if it does, it's not very nice. So there's a white line. In this case, it's always at the uphill end of the lock. There's a white line, and you must keep your boat away from that white line. Again, it sounds scary, but it's just really simple. If you'll forgive me, I'm going to head off and do the next one. There, I hope that made sense. Did I miss anything out? I don't know. But the main thing is, relax, go slow, and if you get stuck, ask someone to help you. Ask another boater. They're always really friendly. Right. Onwards at snail's pace. We're on Tardybig. Tardybig is a stretch of about 30 locks. We've got 18 left to do. The problem is, I have rented hire boats. I've probably rented quite a few, been on them, and I love them. My son actually lived on a narrowboat, so he's a real expert. So he just continually sees me as a hirer, you know, an idiot, an idiot with a 20-ton weapon. What was that you say, Robin? It's okay to leave now, Father. What a beautifully taken lock that was. Okay, I'll head off. It would have been nice if that's what happened. Sadly, there was more swearing and more rudeness. Real life's like that. I've been on canal boat holidays before, and I've passed couples who are doing locks, and it's obvious they've fallen out and they're not speaking to each other. So you have got to treat it as an amusing part of the holiday and a game. Mustn't take it seriously.